Ah. Ugh. Ugh. Erg. Arg. All right. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm your host, Richard James Regal. This is Regal with Gaming. We are live and in color, right here on the 17th, yes, 17th day of November in the year of our Lord. We are rolling with full laser-like focus and speed toward Thanksgiving, friends, and toward the ends of the year, to where we hope that we've been good enough this year for Santa Claus to come and see us and take away all the bad that we've endured over the last 365 days. I'm your host, Richard James Regal. Welcome. This is Regalwood Gaming. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. Live all over the world for nobody to watch, but we're out there just in case sometime in the future somebody finds us and's like, wow, this guy's something. Regalwood Gaming is a subsidiary of Regalwood Enterprises, where we encompass gaming, wrestling talk, and all sorts of other quality mediocrity, brought to you by yours truly, Ricky Regal. The YouTube channel is Wrestle Radio 860, WRESTLERADIO 860 at YouTube. The Twitch account is Regalwood6969, Regalwood6969 on Twitch. Rumble and Kick, of course, are Regalwood or Regalwood Gaming, whatever you prefer. Look for this guy right here, the big, giant blue bulldog, armed to the teeth and ready to go to war. If you found him, then you're in the right, by God, place. Line up for today, friends. We're going to the old school, bringing back the old school challenge. Of course, we never left the old school challenge. It's part of the show here whenever we go live. And, of course, as you know, you get as many lives as you start with, be it 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever it is. And once we extinguish those lives, we move on to the next portion of the program. Today's old school challenge will be Postal 2 for the PC. One of the worst games ever made, according to even the developers. One of the worst things ever foisted upon the human race. And that's their quote, not mine, friends. I love Postal 2, one of the greatest games it's just fun, stupid entertainment where anything's on the table and nothing's off limits. Postal 2, that's coming up in the old school challenge. Fired it up a few minutes ago just to make sure we had our settings right, and had to do a few little tweaks and changes, but we're good to go for Postal 2. That's coming up very, very shortly here in the program. After that, we may probably will go to the gray zone today. I have a love-hate relationship with the gray zone, and I've blatantly stated here before. I enjoy it. I really, out of all those looter shooter games, I like that one the most, I think, but it's the most frustrating, friends, simply because the AI is just insanely freaking accurate and good, and it almost to the point where it's unfair. Now, they have tweaked it a little bit. They've added some gun sway. They've done a few things in this most recent patch, but still, man, that AI is something to behold. But having said that, and actually, I had decided I was going to just wipe my account, start over, and because we had run out of money, we'd run out of weapons, we'd run out of all sorts of things. And wouldn't you know it, I go in the other night, get a few good games in, and actually complete a few missions, and that made me feel good about Gray Zone again. So we're going to jump back into Gray Zone today without a wipe, and going to try to run a successful mission. I hope we are successful, and if we are, the wipe will be held at the wipe will be held at bay for at least another short period of time until we get frustrated and figure, you know what, we're going to wipe it and we're going to start over. But not today. Hopefully, we'll go into the gray zone, see what we can do there. Got some updates on Incursion Red River. I like Incursion Red River. I think it's going to be a great game. They're looking at an update they're going to drop on that before long with a new map. So as soon as that drops, you know your friend Regal will be jumping in to the Red River again to see what we can do out in that world. And ran a mission on there the other night just to say, Luke, listen, we like to stay loose, right? We get the shoulders into. We like to stay loose in our gaming. So we wanted to get in there, run a few missions, and make sure we were still able to run through there and do what we needed to do, which of course we did. And I like that game. I like the weapons. I like a couple things I would change, but I'm not a developer, so my opinion is zero zilch nada. I would change the mapping system where you got to bring up the pad there to go in. You got to put your weapon away, bring up your pad to go where you're at. And once you mark your location on the map, guess what? It doesn't give you a beacon to follow in the world map. So whatever, they're working on it, and hopefully they'll get all those quality of life features out in the future. Helldivers, look, man, I'm an old salty Helldivers. I mean, there's, you know, I can go in there and run a few good missions, and I don't know, we might, just because for some, you know, just again, got to keep it loose. We haven't played Helldivers in about a month or so, so we may jump in, just depending on where the show goes today. And then, of course, we're going to the arena and do a little breaking out there. I may briefly jump into Tarkov, and I'll tell you why. Because, of course, version 1 was released yesterday, day before. Version 1, the actual release of Tarkov was either yesterday or the day before. Might have been a couple of days ago now, but these days run together for me. But anyway, we may jump into there because it was a mandatory wipe across the system, so we may jump in there just to look at our menu to see what we've recovered since the wipe. May do that. In fact, we may do that immediately after the old school challenge, just because to get that out of the way and just see. But we'll see where the day goes, man. We know we keep it loose here. Check it. See how loose we? Just loose as a goose. Or a turkey, since we're in November. All that's coming up today on Regalwood Gaming. I'm your host again, Richard James Regal. Gonna take a short break just so I can run over there about 10 steps away, fill up my chalice, and get the day going. So quick break, we'll come right back, and we'll jump into Postal 2 for the PC and see how badly we can go out and mess up that world. And that's all coming up next, right here on Regalwood Gaming. Stand by! Alright, here we are. In the world of Postal 2. Check us out.
Man, what these game developers won't do for a buck. At least it's educational.
Sim homeless. Lawsuit in early to change from I to Y. Clever. Gotta admit, it's clever. So, in this one, if you don't know, pipes are your health, right? And another funny thing in this one is you don't have to physically open doors, right? You just walk up to them and they open for you. I don't remember what year Postal 2 came out. Look at this guy just walking around in my house. Check this out. Check this out.
Fuck you.
This ain't an adult game if you didn't know. So I just wanted you to see that little thing there. All right, we're gonna go down this way. Oh, the dogs. You want to stay away from dogs? Let's get us a weapon up here. We don't have a gun yet. All right. In case somebody attacks us, we got a weapon here. I got a new mouse, friends, and don't know if I'm sold on it just yet. I'm not used to the
Get out now!
a little cash. I like that.
I gotta find more of that good stuff.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I got a new mouse. It's Corsair. Let's see. We have a map here. It's a Corsair something sword, night sword, some shit. I don't know. So I'm still got to I've still got to get it set up for my other games, so it may take us a little. I don't know. I don't know what'll hold. You know what I'm saying, as far as the settings on it, but it's all right. I just got to. Some of my the 4 and 5 side mouse buttons are a little differently located from my last. From my last mouse, so. We'll see how that goes when we get into some other games later today, right?
Look out!
Yes, we have milk.
God, what's that awful stench? Did someone slaughter a goat in here?
Hey,
No, seriously, I want to know.
Again, it's an adult game, so you never know what you may hear.
Too easy.
geyser. It's pretty fun. I mean, look, for this to be an old game, it doesn't look bad, right? What up?
Hey, these things really don't need sharpening. I feel better already.
Again, there could be some offensive things in this game. I haven't played this in the years that it's... So there could be some offensiveness in here that, you know, that may not have been a big deal then, but maybe a big deal now. I didn't make the game, I was just playing it, okay, friends? Postal 2, by the way.
That's what I call welfare reform.
Again, didn't make it.
I definitely need more of that. Are you storing cadavers in here? Someone light a match. Wait, bad idea.
There's a lot of rooms in this. We don't have a what's it, melee option, apparently.
feel better already.
Stop right there!
Ah, that's the stuff.
I gotta tell you, it runs really well for an old. I mean, an old. Of course, this has been re-optimized for the. This isn't the original, right? This is the.
Oh, his ow! 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 Oof! Ah! Oof! Ah! Ow! Ah!
Rough. Well, we caught some mayhem in there, didn't we? We're gonna go down there and get our check.
I've got the perp in view.
I gotta find more of that good stuff.
Or I'll shoot!
I'm sorry, apparently I'm feeling a little psychotic this morning.
Apparently.
That stuff really works.
Definitely needed that. All right. Check this dude out. Why are you walking like that, man? Yeah, no problem. I forgot you do like days of the week here. Like we're on Monday right now. So Tuesday we can come back there and do that, whatever.
I'm sorry, apparently I'm feeling a little psychotic this morning.
That music was loud in this house.
How would you like it if somebody called you a lunatic? I definitely need more of that.
Certainly. I don't want to go that way. I need to go this way.
Ow, butt sauce. Sorry. That's the stuff.
Postal 2. You're just joining me. Old school, but still plays, holds up. Health patch for sale. May cause brain tumor. Oh, I gotta go get my check and then bring it back. Fudge. I didn't pay attention. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me, friends. That is on me all day long. Alright, so we gotta go back. Get our crapping paycheck. Bring it back here then. Bring it back then. Get it cash. Secret zone. my. Okay. What are dusters? No idea.
Fuck you.
Alright, we'll go back, get our check, and then see if we can come back and cash it because we just shot everybody in the bank.
Ugh.
Freaking cactus got me. Is the phone ringing?
Okay. Magnets? How the fuck they work?
I'm going the right way. I gotta go all the way up top of this one. Okay. Make sure we're going the right way. Remember, two friends, this was made way before AI, so all of this is like, you know, hand-drawn, handmade programming, not just, you know, Battlefield 7 AI, Black Ops 7 freaking damn AI garbage.
Oh, check that Kishinga.
Fuck you.
What?
Somebody please make it stop.
Here. Shoot!
feels like.
Got the scumbag right here.
He didn't like that. It's terrible.
Damn, here I was.
Games are bad, they make you mad. Kill violent video gamers.
I gotta find more. I definitely need more of that.
Certainly do.
No.
And done.
Idiot. Who's with me? Come on, everyone, follow me.
What?
Here, you forgot one. One side.
Sorry. Don't let this play forever. Neat.
Idiot. Look out.
Well, according to the rules of the old school, friends, that ends that. So, yeah, there's your old school challenge. Postal for the PC. And, yeah, there you go. It's still, it's funny. It's ridiculous. And it's definitely of the old school, right? When we say old school, by God, that is about as old school as it gets. Postal 2 for the PlayStation. What can you say, man? What can you say? I mean, they set out to make one of the most offensive games ever made, and by God, I think they succeeded. All right, friends. Quick break. Kind of regroup myself, regain my composure here. When we come back, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump into Tarkov because I want to see what we regained from our wipe, and yep, we'll do that. Really quick break. Got to go check on the dog, and then we'll pick it up right there at Tarkov. Be right back. I don't know why we keep getting this wrong. Freaking, there we go. Okay. So, we're back. Updating again for the second time in as many weeks. Escape from Tarkov. The game, as I was saying earlier, the game recently launched to version 1. After 8 years in beta testing, you now get to beta test it yourself if you ever never played it before. We only started playing it a few months ago. I like the version that we originally got, and then they came in and did the hardcore wipe, which was exactly that. And so now version 1's out. So we're gonna, and then we're not gonna play because I get too annoyed. But we're gonna go in and we have a mandatory wipe across all platforms because it was released on Steam and it's version 1. So everybody gets to wipe their account and start over from scratch. So that's what we're doing today. We're uploading right now. We got about, oh my, it's a big update. We're not gonna, so we got 34 minutes on this update, friends. I don't know about that. Probably should have done this. Probably should have done this before. Beforehand. I don't know. Let's see. I'll give it a couple of minutes here. If you follow me for wrestling, content, which I don't do a lot of, I'm on Facebook, RIKKIREGAL, right? And over the years, some years back, we did some shows for a police agency, and did about 8 years worth of those shows. Very successful, very successful shows. The sheriff was Ricky Chastain. He's on Facebook. He's under Ricky Chastain, retired sheriff or something like that. Anyway, he's doing a retrospective of those shows. And man, that thing brings back a lot of memories. I'll tell you, it's Sheriff Ricky R-I-C-K-Y Chastain, retired R-E-T. If you're interested in going and looking for it. But there's some, he's kind of doing a retrospective of those shows. He started at the very first one and went into the second one there. I don't know what his plans are because there was, like I said, there was 8 years worth of those shows. But there's a little bit of a retrospective on there, and if you're into that type of thing, and if you're so inclined, go over there to Facebook, and you can kind of see a little bit of history of Regal as far as the wrestling goes, and but those shows were successful. I will say they were very successful. I think in that building that we were renting, and it was like a community building. I know we were putting close to 1,000 in that building. over some of those shows, and promoted the work when we promoted the heck out of those shows. Really worked hard to get the word out for those things, and it was a lot. I'll say this: the night of the show, always fun. Always fun. But promotion for that thing would start in September. Okay? Because I would do a well, there's no kayfabe anymore. I mean, it doesn't matter now. The last one we did was in 16. Yeah. So it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since our last show. Since the last Christmas for Kids event. So it's been 10 years from there. So it was no secret even at the time that I worked there, right? That was my job. But because of my history with wrestling, my boss, the sheriff there, wanted me to help him run some shows. But the whole thing, Christmas for Kids, wasn't just for the wrestling. It started in September, went all the way to December. And we would start promoting that thing in September, and we would do a haunted house in October, which was super successful. I always loved helping with that, getting that thing set up and running tours through it and all that stuff. And in the midst of that, as we progressed through it to the wrestling stuff, we would kind of marry the two, where we would do promotion for the wrestling at the haunted house. And it all just worked. It shouldn't have. It should not have worked, but it did. And there was one night for the haunted house, and this was all for charity. It was all for the people there of the county in which we worked and served. And they would use the money that was obtained at these events, the haunted house, the jail, the toy rides, the wrestling, all of that stuff would go in to buy food and toys. And I mean, it's just amazing how much we were able to accomplish through all those events. And again, it shouldn't have worked. On paper, it sounds ridiculous. An actual sheriff's office is going to run a haunted house, then turn around and start promoting for a wrestling event, all the while we're in the holiday season and doing toy rides, biker toy rides, and other kind of drives leading up to the big December show, which was the culmination of the whole thing. Give me just a second. Jesus. So anyway, I don't even know where I was. Again, it shouldn't have worked. But we were filming promos and skits to promote the thing at the haunted house, to promote the wrestling thing, and it sounds crazy. I know it does. It sounds to me crazy now to even talking back about it, but it all worked. It all worked. And it was fun. It was fun, but it was a lot of work, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a lot of work. There would be times we would take a week. We would rent out the building. And I know this is all inside baseball and nobody cares, but I'm just kind of trying to buy some time here while this thing's updating. But we'd rent that building out. They would give us the building the week of the event. It was always the first Friday of December. They'd have the big Friday event, and then the Saturday would be the Christmas parades. And so it was always like, just say for instance, if we were doing it this year, it would have been on the 5th, December 5th, it would have been December 5th of this year, had we done it this year. And of course the 6th would have been the Christmas parade, whatever. Anyway, so the big event was always there, but we would rent that building that Monday. We would start, oh, by the way, I forgot to say this part. We would, in the midst of all of that promotion and all of this, the videos that we made, we would also have, we'd go be on the news. We had a really good relationship with our local affiliates, regional newscast, Channel 4 here. And we would go there early in the morning, do a promotion there. Then we would be on the radio, local radio stations, and all of this was kind of staggered leading up to that Friday. But it was nonstop. It was constant movement, constant promotion, constant getting out there, putting out flyers every year. For 8 years, we did that, and it was great. It was fun. It was. I don't know how to. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I would not get annoyed, because there'd be times in that building when we would set the building up. We would start setting that building up on Monday, and all the way up to Friday, we were working to get the building decorated just right, with the Santa Claus's area and the decoration around the building. It's a big building. Setting up the chairs, setting up the ring, putting the light over the ring, the whole ride, man, and. There'd be times that I would look around in that building while we're setting it up. Now, remember, he's the boss. He's the number one guy, the top guy. He didn't have to do any of that, right? He could have just said, y'all go do it. But I look around in that building, it'd be 8, 9 o'clock at night, and it would just be me and him in there setting up. And that would just, for some reason, really offend me, because I'm like, we're working our asses off to make this thing successful for this agency, and nobody would be in there helping us. Now, that's not to say it was like that every night. People would come out over the week and they would help and they would pitch in, but there was more often than not, it was just him and me setting that building up, getting ready for the show. And then of course I would go have to secure talent and get a promoter to come in and worry about how we were going to pay the talent. And we brought in some national names at the time. We brought in Gunner who went on to be in the WWE. We brought in Luke Gallows, one of the Good Brothers. Brought in Ron Simmons one year. Buff Bagwell. We didn't rely on that star power though. We didn't rely on that. Like if we could get them, that was fine. If not though, guess what? We would run our show and still pack that building out. There's just so much about it, man. And I would like to do a kind of a retrospective of that, and I may eventually do something outside of the gaming thing. Maybe do Rigglewood wrestling one afternoon, and I got some time coming up where I may do that right here on this channel, on these channels, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick, and I may do a Rigglewood wrestling maybe one afternoon or one evening, and kind of do a retrospective of the videos and kind of look at some of the promos and stuff. I've been kicking that around in my mind, but I'm lazy. Plus I got all kinds of other shite that I have to do. But anyway, long and short of it, Chastain's doing a Regal or a wrestling retrospective of those shows, and it's good to go back and remember some of those things. I remember Big Daddy Z and Cruiser, that match that he's got posted. That was fun. And listen, I always would do the bad guy stuff. I talk rash of nonsense, just cut insane promos. And my promos were never scripted. I'm an off the top of my head guy. Any of this stuff that I do here, none of it's scripted. I know people go and invest in these teleprompters and all that nonsense. I'll never do that, because anything I write is not going to be as good as what's going to come off the dome, right? If I had any talent, I would have been a freestyle rapper, but I don't have any that type of talent. But I can talk a rash of trash off the top of my head with no hesitation. None of this stuff scripted. None of those things were scripted. I would go in with a general idea, right? Okay, this is what we're selling. This is when, where, who's going to be there, and this is my motivation. And I would just get in there and get in front of a camera and just wing it. I was doing a promo in the ring one of the night of the shows, and leading up to the match for that night. And of course, during intermission stuff, we'd go out and do some promo stuff. And so I went out and got a ring in front of 800 people. And just off the top of my head, I said, I was talking, about what all I was going to do to Chastain that night. And it's the closing of that promo. I said something like, Chastain may be you people's sheriff. You all may be here to cheer him on, and support your sheriff. But tonight in this building, in front of these fans, because the Fox News was there that day, and in front of Fox News, in front of all you idiots, and in front of God Almighty, tonight I will be the judge, the jury, and the executioner, and walked out the ring. Of course, I didn't flub the line. The juryer. Well, what the hell is a juryer? The judge, the jury, and the executioner, and walked out. That's off the dome, just. And then of course when I got my ass kicked in the match, which is that's the fun to me. I like being the clown. I never, even in any part of my wrestling, had to be like, oh, I got to win. I got people here. I knew it was not about that. It was about sending those people that lived in that county home happy at the end of the night that their hero, their sheriff, their lawman had overcome the bad guy one more time. And for 8 years. And that's not 8 shows. We did shows throughout the year. We would do some rarely, there was like a couple of times we would do mid-year shows. We would do some shows in the summer. And we did maybe 3 or 4 of those. Those were successful. So over those years, every match that we had together, I lost. I didn't care. I knew what my job was. My job was to get that event over, get people in the seats, and to send them home happy with their hero winning the day. Now, of course, over the time we would do storylines where I would flip and go be on his side, and of course flip on him again at the end of it to set up next year. And then, because nobody saw all the behind the scenes stuff, nobody saw all the work that really went into that thing. Nobody really knew how much of me, and this is, again, it's not about me, but I'm just talking about the time that I put into it. Nobody knew, nobody saw, the week leading up to that, or the months leading up to that, and how much really was put into it to make it successful. You know what I mean? And so people would come out of the woodwork and say, oh, you run one show a year and you brag about how successful it is. You goddamn right. Yeah, I did that. I ran one show a year and bragged about how freaking successful it was, because by God, it was. It was successful. We packed that house out every year. I would pack out a one-night show every December, every first Friday in December. For 8 years, we would fill that house, and we would have more people in that one night than some promoters would have for the entire year. And they would run weekly, monthly, whatever shows. We would put more people in that building that one night than they did their entire year of shows. So yeah, I did run one show a year, and I did pack the house, and I still will brag about it, and I still could go and do it today, promoters. Yeah, I could still do it today if I wanted to, because I know how. I know that I have the knowledge. I have the ability to understand how to put asses in seats. So it can be offensive to me, you know, when people say, "Oh, you run one show a year. What's the big deal? Anybody could go." And I know anybody can't. Anybody can't, because there was one year that we took off because another promoter came in and thought he was bigger than the business and bigger than what we had built up to that point. 50 people, maybe 50 people showed up, maybe. Because he knew better than Regal. Oh, we don't need Regal. Okay. Go do what I did. Couldn't do it. These are facts. There was one of those shows that I had no involvement in because the promoter came in and it's like, you know what? We got this. Really? All right. Prove me wrong. Thrill me. And the kid goes out and shits the bed. That's just a fact. It's not. I don't have any ill will, and I'm not bragging. Please don't think that. I'm just saying there was a lot that went into that thing that a lot of people didn't understand, and when they tried to take the reins of it, weren't as successful. Actually, 2 promoters did that. I felt as though I'd given the second set of promoters. I felt as though I'd given them a gift. This is what I built over the last 8 years. Take this now and grow with it. Make it something. But because they knew better, they didn't invite me to the program. I wasn't even invited to the program. Not that I needed to be, not that I wanted to be, just the fact that they were like, nah, we got this. Okay. Shit the bed. And I'm not bragging about this. I'm not saying it to say, oh, I'm so much better. No, it's not that. It's just the fact that I put every ounce of my spirit into those shows. Not just the shows, everything from September up until December. I put my heart into, man. And I wanted that thing to be the best as it could possibly be. Somebody said, well, why don't you use backyarders? You use your backyarders, I'm not coming. I'm not going to be a part of this. I want professionals. I want it to be a professional event, and I want it to be a can't-miss thing that you feel like, oh man, if I miss this, I'm gonna miss something great or something big. It was an event. It wasn't a show. I didn't have a stupid cardboard sign out there on the fence at the parking lot that says "Workers Entrance." Workers Entrance. That still annoys me to this day. Workers Entrance. But yeah, we would, I put a lot of heart into that thing, man. And it's still, every December, I'll post some retrospectives of what we were doing that, you know, whatever year that pops up in my memories. And this year would have been the 11th year or 12th year. I'm not sure. This December 5th would have been C4K, Christmas for Kids, baby. And we would have packed the house just like we had all those years ago and every year since. It would have been a full building. It became a tradition. But when it ended, it was sad, man. It was sad. And I still get a little twinge of what could have been. But when that thing ended, man, it ended an era. An era came to an end 10 years ago. Coming up on 11 years ago. There was, it's tough to let it go, man, because We had put so much into it, and when I say we, I mean everybody who was involved. Everybody from the workers to the people who did help set up the building, to all the way down to me and Chastain. We put a lot into that thing, man, and now it's just as though it's forgotten, as though like it never happened, and that stings a little bit because you would think you'd be remembered, right? You would think that you'd be fondly remembered. Nobody, it's like nobody cares. So what was it worth? Well, it was worth the people that we helped. Last few years I was there, I got heavily involved in actually going out and delivering the fruits of the labors that we had done for those 3 months. Driving around, taking those packages to those families, seeing the smile on their faces when we would show up with a box of food and toys. That's what it was all about. It wasn't about filling a house. It wasn't about the accolades. It wasn't about popping a crowd. No, man. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It was about showing up with that box and walking up to those steps and seeing that little boy or little girl's eyes. Giving them hope, man, and giving them hope. Take a quick break. We come back, we'll jump into Tarkov and we'll move on with the day. Quick break. Be right. All right, friends, we're back. Damn it. Oh, why I keep getting that. All right. Enough with the Robbie Boy used to say the doom and gloom. It ain't about that though. It's just about, you know, you would just think, man. Listen, I was always told that, and I'll leave that at this talk at that. And I'm not just talking. And now I'm not just talking about the wrestling stuff. I'm talking about in life in general. I was always taught growing up, and I always believed that if you worked hard and you did what was right, and you put in the work, man, you would be successful, and you would thrive and survive, and you'd be welcomed. I wish that were true. I wish that were true. And don't think that I did any of that stuff for some reward. It wasn't about that. The reward, again, was the delivery of the stuff and making that difference in people's lives. That was the reward. But just the fact that you go out, man, and you put your heart into something for that long and for that amount of sacrifice that we all gave to that stuff, for it to be forgotten so quickly as though it never existed. Every now and then, man, I still live in the town that we did all that stuff in, and every now and then, like, it's becoming a lot more rare. A lot more rare. But every now and then, still to this day, 11 years later, somebody will say, hey, you used to be in those wrestling shows with Ricky. Sure did. Man, that was fun. I appreciate that. But that's it. That's it. And that's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But it does annoy me that there's shows out there that don't come close to what we did. They aren't even in the same universe. It's just what can you do? You know? What can you do, friends? So am I bitter? Yeah. But I'm big enough to admit that. Yeah. A little bitter. Everybody's like, well, you need to go out and do shows. For what? For what? I see some. Last show we did, we looked at some stuff that's out there now that passes for professional wrestling. I would go hungry before I would be a part of that nonsense. It's pathetic, it's sad, and it makes a mockery. Because the one thing I always said with it, and I started off and I told Chastain initially, I will not be a part of this unless it's going to be professionally run. And it was always professionally run. It was always professionally run. And I made sure of it. Why don't you use backyarders? It'd be much less expensive. Get out of my get out of my sight. Backyarders. There was one time in the last 5-ish years, because I'd since moved on from the sheriff's office and into another department, and it came up, and I was like, nah, I'll not be a part of that. We captured lightning in a bottle for almost 10 years. We captured lightning in a bottle, and we would bring that bottle out for 8 years back to back to back to back to back. Every first Friday in December, and some other dates throughout the year. We'd bring that bottle out and let that lightning out, and then we'd capture it right back in there and bring it back next year. That I don't think could ever happen again, especially not now. I mean, I'm an old man. But if challenged, who knows? Who knows? Hopefully we're closing in on this update. We're checking the integrity of the game files, and we're moving pretty quickly in that. With the downloads complete, but we got to keep doing these integrity checks. I think it's the second one we've done. I haven't touched anything. The launcher's still launching. Hopefully we're coming to the end of the update. We're going to boot up Tarkov. We're going to jump in here, check our stash, check our wipe, and then we're going to go on to something else. Hopefully. If not, we're just going to something else. Okay. All right. Let's try this, shall we? Stand by. All right, let's see. Let's see. We didn't buy the $250 version of this game because, by God, somebody's got to take a stand. What is this? All right. Get ready. Yeah. Angry. Prepared to die and lose everything you had with you at every raid you enter. Keep in mind that every drop of your internet connection or hardware malfunction can lead to disconnection from the game. With the connection, the loss of all the gear you had finding within your raid. Yes, you will die, and most probably very often, but remember, this is still a game. Best of luck out there. He's not lying. So I think I've played USEC every time. I don't think I've done these at all. USCC, I seem to recall have better weapons. I'm going with them again. Oh, I gotta reset my whole base.
Like in the movie, I got a bad feeling.
You better worry about bears.
Bastard.
What the fuck am I doing here?
That's a good question.
Fucking terror group.
What about command?
What the fuck am I doing here?
It's a good question.
Never mind. We've still got work to do.
Fucking terror group.
I like that guy. Let's see. Escape from Tarkov. Just gonna check our. We're just gonna check our stash. See what the wipe left us.
The Norvensk region has forever changed the moment it was turned into an open economic zone. both Norvensk and Tarkov became centers of international partnership. One of the most influential corporations on the global stage, Terra Group, has established its regional headquarters in Tarkov. Terra Group scientists promised to bring our world towards the future. Even back then, it was obvious the old world was on its way out. In Tarkov, the corporation was actively acquiring land and absorbed local businesses for the sake of its revolutionary projects. Virtus in scientia. That's what they used to say. Terra Group's influence in the city grew rapidly. It wasn't long before they started showing interest in restricted government facilities, a move that couldn't go unnoticed by domestic security agencies. In order to protect their enterprises, Terra Group hired a foreign PMC, United Security. USEC personnel began blocking access to Terra Group's facilities, and even the government authorities no longer had a full picture of what the corporation was doing within Tarkov's borders. Eventually, a team of investigators was sent to the local headquarters to search the building and compile a report. But the USEC operatives refused to let the law officials through and opened fire. After that incident, a new force appeared in the Norvensk region, PMC Bear. Their main mission was to expose and gather evidence of Terra Group's illegal activities around the world. At first, Bear's operations and their clashes with USEC forces were limited and isolated, but the tension escalated quickly. It was too risky to fully involve military forces to maintain order due to the region's special status. The UN forces and Russian military blocked all routes in and out of the city, and the UNTAR mission began evacuating civilians. But despite the authorities' statements, the situation in Tarkov was no longer under anyone's control. The conflict between Bear and USEC evolved into an all-out armed conflict. Marauders and bandits, soon nicknamed scabs, only made things worse. For several years, both PMCs fought each other, each carrying out orders from their respective command. Before all this, Tarkov was featured in the world's top financial news. And now it shows up in the combat logs of the contract wars. But it didn't end there. Terra Group's local headquarters became Bear's primary objective, withstanding multiple assault attempts. During one of those raids, something happened. An event that split Tarkov's history into the before and after.
Oh, this is new.
To all USEC units. Blast killed our electronics. No comm with HQ. We have lost control of the facility. Evacuate through Exfil 3 towards the port. Exfil 3. Expect enemy contact. Proceed with caution. Any non-USEC individuals are to be considered hostile. Defend yourselves. Use sound judgment.
This is not the way it started before, so thing about Tarkov, friends, ain't no maps. Oh, yeah. Weird. Just move some stuff up here. That way we got some room in our back style pack. And that might just work. Let's see. I don't think that's right. The badass gun we just picked up, though. I don't know if this is multi or what. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if these are if there's players out here. If it's just not sure. All right, now we can put stuff in our bot. Water, man. You will burst to death in this game. I don't know, man. We got some good equipment here, but what I'm thinking is we're probably going to not survive this. So I'm not getting too excited about the equipment that we started with, especially this gun. Right, map. Can't see it. Shit. I'm good. Juice. Appreciate you. I'm out of room here. That ain't good. We're just trying to get through this first tutorial of this without dying, so. Shit, how do I get out of here? Definitely need that. Get that. And we need to figure out. I'm not sure where our exfil is. That's the thing about it. I never know where the exfil is. My hydration so low. Just drank a whole thing of juice. Jesus Christ. I don't know. All right, well, that's a successful tutorial run. That'd be about the last successful run we have in Tarkov. But that was kind of, I mean, that's cool. If it was played like that, I wouldn't be so upset all the time. But, I don't know. So we didn't get to bring any of that stuff out. Well, that's not cool. Oh, or did we? No. Is it already in our stash? So, okay. So here's, all right. Oh, okay. location. At least I know I need those. This is where I get nervous, man, because you know you're going to lose some stuff. I mean, you already know you're going to lose some shit. I mean, it's...
To all USEC units. Blast killed our electronics. No comm with HQ. We have lost control of the facility. Evacuate through Exfil 3 towards the port. Exfil 3. Expect enemy contact. Proceed with caution. Any non-USEC individuals are to be considered hostile. Defend yourselves. Use sound judgment.
Commander, how much longer do you reckon we'll be stuck here?
For as long as they tell us to.
Commander, how much longer do you reckon we'll be stuck here?
For as long as they tell us to. Terror Group still has a fuckload of unclosed facilities in Tarkov.
You think they'll manage to pull everything out on time? Even with their resources? It sounds impossible.
Let them set their priorities themselves.
We've already got our hands full babysitting HVIs and hauling out Terror Group stocks.
But still, even if everything is moved out, there will be hundreds of digital drives left behind. There's no way to evacuate something like that in war conditions.
They're not going to extract everything, okay? I heard Terror Group has some kind of weapon that wipes data from the systems, all of it.
Like an EMP? Surely they're gonna give us a heads up, right? It would screw up all our coordination.
Why would they hide it from us? Even if they do end up using this thing, it'll only be after we're evacuated. Without our PMC support, they wouldn't last long. They have no one but us.
And what about those contractors we transferred the HVIs to? They looked quite serious. You know, shady too. No insignias. No patches. Who are they, anyway?
There's no info on them from HQ, so clearly we shouldn't get involved in that shit. There might be a link to that specialist guy over the lighthouse. Perhaps they're just an escort crew from outside the border. Our guys are stretched in here, and either way, we can't trust them.
Makes you wonder how fast Terror Group would have been screwed up without us involved. Especially now, when even some of our own commanders are staying away from their orders.
Listen, watch your mouth. Any other situation, I'd have you deployed somewhere far worse, so shut up. Shut up!
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, okay. Hello?
I'm at Walmart in Simpsonville. What do we need?
Honey, I don't know. What do we need?
I mean, do you need anything?
Not that I can think of. Not right off. No.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna grab my steaks and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think I got all my sauces and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
You don't have no A1.
Well, give me some
And we're
A1.
almost out of mouthwash.
Okay.
All right. I'll grab A1 and mouthwash. Bye.
Bye. I don't, I got a, okay. I don't really know. I'm a little nervous because, again, fast, money, gun, backpack. Oh, shit, I don't know, man. I didn't think you could take medicine. These packs, these AFAC packs are wonderful. There's a splint. Alright, we got plenty of meds. I don't know if we should take fucking water. I almost feel like we have to because, Drew, when I tell you, $26,000 to insure all that. I mean, kind of want to keep my. All right. I mean, look, we're gonna try. I thought we were supposed to. I don't know. I thought I had more. I thought I had more storage room. I don't know a lot about. Look, I'll be the first to tell you. I don't know a lot about Tarkov. I mean, I've only started playing a few months ago. Before the hardcore wipe, right? And so I don't know a lot about it. You know what I mean? I mean, I know I'm not very good at it, and I don't know where the goddamn fills are, and I'm hoping that they're marking those. I'm hoping that they're marking those a little bit more clearly now than they were before, but I don't know. I see it still takes a full calendar year to get into a game. I see that. A little nervous. I don't know what they are.
Вон он, блядь! Ебашь его!
I don't mean to be right up in the freaking thing here, but I can't see. I get the sun right directly in my eyes, which is wonderful. Is a pretty good gun, actually. Oh. God damn, man, see what I mean? See what I mean? See what the fuck I mean? I also appreciate the sun being directly in my fucking face. That helps the game also so much. I mean, it's just, it doesn't take me but a second to remember why I quit playing this fucking game. Come on, get. Who cares about the goddamn notes? Okay, I've seen the notes and I've seen the... Whatever, man. And then I get to bring my key. All right. That's enough for Tarkov for today, man. I can't. I want to love this game. I want to love it so much, but it's just not for me. All right. Quick break. Be right back. Gotta be perfect. I'm going. almighty. Whatever, dude. Only thing I'd like to change about this gun, honestly, is put a fucking, sorry, put a freaking, put a silencer on it, or a suppressor. That's really the only thing I really want to change about that weapon. I mean, at this point, I'm really just trying to freaking get out here and survive, you know what I mean? What's our tasks? No, I'm not doing that.
Follow your orders.
I don't have a OOMP 45. I really could scav one, but
the mission isn't that difficult, but don't let your guard down.
And ammo.
You've been a big help lately, but I don't want news of
North
what happened
Ridge,
today.
armory. Whatever, man. Third hour. Appreciate you. I'm Ricky Rigo. This is Rigowood Gaming. I mean, that tar car really just annoys me, man. I hate that it brings down the whole show, but it really does annoy the piss out of me. It shouldn't, but it just freaking does, man. That's enough for today. I'm just not enjoying this. Today's is not fun anymore. So that's enough for today. I just not feeling it. It's just, there's a lot of reasons, right? And I'm just not feeling it. So we're done for today. I appreciate whoever popped in, even if it was just for a minute. I don't know, man. You know, we may come back sometime. We may not. I don't know. I just haven't. I'm at the point now where I'm just not having fun. And when you're not having fun, it's time to go do something else. So I appreciate y'all who've joined me. If you see me in the future, stop in and say hello. If not, I will see you. I'll see you maybe somewhere down the road. All right. Appreciate you. I'm Rigowood. Yeah, whatever. Peace.